Hello and welcome to Overanalyzed. My name is Levi. Today I'll be covering District 19 4A. Teams in this district, we have Bridge City, we have Jasper, Lumberton, Little Cypress, Mauriceville, Silsbee, Vidor, and West Orange Stark. Movement in this district is old District 22, except Orangefield goes to District 22 3A. I think, yes, 22 3A. Jasper comes in from District 17 4A. Location of this district, we are Beaumont area, north of Beaumont, a couple schools near Orange, which is even further east. Jasper is a little bit further north, I think. Beaumont is a pretty central area. So a bit of a story here. So when Silsbee and Houston Worthing they pulled up to Crosby High School on February 18th, they didn't know they would produce the highest scoring game in the playoffs at that point. Silsbee, they won 99-62. That's insane. A colossal total of 161 points. That's a high scoring game of the playoffs up to that point, beating out Paris versus Cato Mills at 155 total points. Wichita Falls Rider versus Mansfield Summit at 147 total points. Might be missing a couple, but those are some standouts there. Just kind of beat all of those, just like insanely high scoring games with 161 points. It was at this point that they probably knew that Hardin-Jefferson was waiting for them. They just completed their 8th game of a 9-game stretch where they scored over 90 points. Mark only surpassed 4 times in their previous 24 games. So Hardin-Jefferson, they're on a roll. They absolutely clobbered Orangefield and Navasota, and they were getting ready to match up against Silsbee. So the ensuing game surpassed that mark, coming at a total of 169 points. They lost 106-63, which is the highest scoring game of the playoffs this year. It would stand the rest of the 90 games across all of the other classifications after that game. I don't even think a team got close to that. It was one of the highest scoring games of the thousands of total games played this season. 169 points. I mean, I haven't fact-checked this with all the thousands of games, but I would assume it's in the 99th percentile for sure. I can think of a couple games higher than that, but 169 is just insane. Silsbee, it's no different for Silsbee, who was just taking care of business as usual. They scored 66 points per game this year. This is according to just the max prep, the games in max preps, because obviously I tried, but I couldn't find any other games besides the ones on max prep. So 66 points per game. Again, I haven't checked this with all the other 1,000 or so teams in the state of Texas, but I would assume that is probably one of the highest. Again, I'm no expert, but I would consider 50 points. 50 points per game is a pretty good mark. If you score a little over 50 points per game, you'll probably win most of your games. That's just something I've observed. And again, Silsbee scored 66 points per game. Things they kind of had to, because they were giving up over 50 points per game, or just about 50 points per game. So they had to do something, so they just outscored their opponents. Of course, the 50 points per game given up is probably not just bad defense. It was all part of the scheme, and they played their scheme extremely well, obviously, because they won most of their games. So Silsbee, over the course of the season, only 7 of their 32 games, again put into max preps, were under 60 points, where they scored under 60 points. That's just insane because most schools can't even surpass 60 points 7 7 times. It's just a truly insane offense that I'm talking about here. They went 11-1 in district. They split with Little Cypress, Mauriceville, and they have 15 players uploaded to the roster and 2 seniors. So we have so now the story time's over. Getting to the rest of it, Little Cypress, Mauriceville, they got second, lost in the regional semifinals to Burnett by 5. They beat Livingston, Houston, Washington, and Hargrave. They went 11-1 in district. No, not 11-1. They went 9-3 in district, splitting with Silsbee, Lumberton, and West Orange Stark. First 2 coming in the first 3 games of the district season. So this is still like early, mid to late December. And they lost these games. Heading into the playoffs, they had an 8-game win streak, including against all those teams that they lost to, including Orangefield. They had a couple of close games against them. So they're riding pretty well. And then we got to the regional semifinals, lost by 5, just a very close game there. They have 13 players uploaded to the roster and 5 seniors. Next we have Lumberton, got 3rd, lost in by district to Hargrave. They went 8-4 in district, splitting with Little Cypress, Mauriceville, and Orangefield, actually. They have 7 players uploaded to the roster and no seniors. Next we have West Orange Stark. I think they got 5th, and it says they went 4-5. They're missing both Orangefield games and 1 Vidor game. They went 5-7 maybe, but they definitely split with Little Cypress, Mauriceville, so pretty good job there, you know. They have 10 players uploaded to the roster and 4 seniors. So you have Jasper. Jasper got 2nd in their district, District 17. They lost in by district to Waco Connolly. They actually played 4 teams from this district in non-district play. They played Orangefield, West Orange Stark, Silsbee, and Lumberton. They beat Orangefield and West Orange Stark by 17 and 30 respectively. And they lost to Silsbee and Lumberton by 12 and 8 respectively. They have 12 players uploaded to the roster and no seniors. Final predictions time. I have Silsbee at 11-1, Jasper at 9-3, Little Cypress, Mauriceville at 8-4, Lumberton at 8-4, West Orange Stark at 4-8, Vidor 2-10, and Bridge City at 0-12. I have a split between Silsbee and Jasper, and then a 3-way split between Jasper, Little Cypress, Mauriceville, and Lumberton. And those are all the splits that I have. It's going to be really competitive, 1 through 4. Probably hence all the splits that I have. It's going to be these 4 playoff teams, 4 teams that make playoffs from this district. They are going to do, I feel like they're going to do really well in, well, except for the 4th place team, because they'll have to play probably Hardin-Jefferson again, which is just unfortunate. But the rest of them, they'll probably go pretty far. So that's all I have for District 19 4A. Tomorrow I'll cover District 20, maybe even District 21. We'll cover Hardin-Jefferson and their path to being 1 point away from a state championship game. We'll cover the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, only a 9. We'll cover a 9-team district as well, District 21. And just what an absolute battle District 19 and District 20 are going to have in by district. So make sure you watch those videos tomorrow. They're going to be super exciting. And as always, until next time, thanks for watching.